Hi guys, welcome back. All right, we're going to take a look at the one on Virgo's mind. We're going to get through all zodiacs today, by the way. It might be throughout today and into tonight, but we will get every zodiac done today. So stay tuned if you're looking for other placements, other zodiacs, sun, moon, rising, all that. So the one on Virgo's mind, they're thinking about a Two of Cups. Are they thinking about a Two of Cups with Virgo? Are they thinking about Virgo at the same time? Oh, Empress. Wow. The one on Virgo's mind sees Virgo as very special. I mean, an Empress is the creme de la creme. The Empress is the one you marry. Boy, they have a very favorable opinion of Virgo, to put it mildly. They see Virgo as the person that is like meant to be in their life. Give me another card on this. This is, oh gosh, Virgo, we almost never get such beautiful energies for Virgo. Like, we have a lot of complicated stories sometimes. Knight of Cups sideways. Just because they haven't said these things yet, they haven't come forward to express these things yet, they express them particularly through that third eye. Sorry, I didn't mean to use my middle finger for that. That was not intentional. It was just the finger I had free. So forgive me. Let me course correct that. Okay. I did not mean to point a rude finger, make an unintentional rude gesture. But we've got this, the third eye is so highlighted there. I don't know if they like the way Virgo like dresses. Also, I picture, look, in this storyline, we see Virgo coming out as a feminine. Okay, so they view Virgo as a very feminine. I'm hearing Aerosmith. I go crazy for you, baby. I'm losing my mind, girl, because I'm sorry. My brain just blanked out. I can hear the Steven hitting those high notes right now. I think this person is crazy about Virgo, about the way Virgo dresses, about Virgo's awesome jewelry. I don't know if Virgo wears like coin jewels or jewelry. Virgo shows up here for them as a redhead, also as dark-haired beauty. Doesn't matter necessarily. They see Virgo as the divine feminine as a whole. So loving, nurturing, generous, giving, evolved, self-possessed, gracious, intelligent, capable of running her own business, capable of being a great parent, possibly somebody that has quite a green thumb in the garden as well. You notice she's harvested these, I would say they kind of look like tomatoes, but I think they're supposed to be apples. All of this, and Virgo might do canning or, like to cook, do lots of fresh salsas. And I'm picturing somebody making like an apple pie or something, or a fresh batch of spaghetti sauce, but starting with real tomatoes. Anybody that gardens, when it's tomato season, you better be cooking those things down. When it's apple season, you better be slicing those things up and storing them in the freezer or something. Because man, it's, things that we grow, they are prolific in production in your garden. But just because they haven't said these things to Virgo yet, they send these vibes to Virgo for sure. This is our action taker energy, but it is sideways. So there's a delay. They can't quite get to the point of, pouring all of these emotions out maybe just yet, but those emotions do still travel toward Virgo. We have a Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's this winding road that they have to take. I feel like this is somebody who's got to travel to Virgo somehow, has to get to Virgo somehow. This is looking like roads, or these winding paths, this spiraling, like, I will get to you. It's just I got to pass by you once and pass by you again, Virgo. And oh God, I hope Virgo will still be single by the time I get a chance. I hope there's not going to be somebody else. They may fear or suspect that there could be another contender, but we still see Virgo standing here alone. We see one person is more clearly, the one in yellow is clearly looking closely at Virgo. The other one in the kind of burnt sienna tangerine suit, he's kind of looking a little bit like vaguely toward Virgo, but also past Virgo. Let me just ask this, Virgo, who do you love? Who do you want, Virgo? You know, I am cheering for this person who adores Virgo. Virgo's like, I want somebody who's going to be beside me. I want my King of Pentacles. I want the person who's going to, I'm hearing, bring it on home to me. I'm hearing the commitments version right now. But Otis covered it, right? That was Otis's song. Oh, love Otis. Oh my gosh. Tower in the reverse. Virgo says, I want the connection I think I've always wanted, but it hasn't materialized for me yet. I want the same person I always wanted. My heart hasn't changed. So Virgo, hang on. Virgo, what do you think of this individual? This will say Knight of Cups, even though they seem to have very serious and heartfelt intentions toward Virgo. Action of Swords in the reverse. Virgo is like, I don't see him anytime soon coming my way, and I don't see it happening impulsively. That Action of Swords should be, rapid mobility, or sensing it, or saying, even though he hasn't, approached me yet, any day now. Virgo's not under that impression at all. Virgo's like, I don't see this person making any swift action toward me. Virgo, do you want them though? Are they the King of Pentacles? Virgo's saying, I'm kind of brokenhearted over the fact that they're not here. They're the person that I kind of hurt over, or I hurt for. Hang on. Why the broken heart there? Why that Three of Swords? Four of Wands, because Virgo's like, we're eating up years of our life, or we're eating up daylight that we could be spending it together in our Four of Wands. Instead, they're out there and I'm over here, and obviously Virgo wants somebody to be more beside them, right? King of Pentacles is usually like, I'm giving, we're growing, we're building, we're investing, we live in the same zip code. Doesn't mean that it's like, okay, you have to be within my range of sight or hearing at every moment. They could travel for work, do things like that. That would still work out. But Virgo's like ready for partnership to be present in their life. And I think Virgo is like lamenting the fact that, this is what we got. We got this lifetime. And if we're not reaching for that, if we're not reaching out for what we really want, then, man, we're not going to get what we really want. And we have the Magician sideways. Virgo's saying, I don't have the power to do anything other than, send out into the universe. I would love to have partnership. I would love to have this awesome Four of Wands, but I have no control over what somebody else does. So wait a second, Virgo, do you not believe that this person is ever coming towards you? Or do you just not believe it's going to happen anytime soon? Gosh, we have the Hermit in the reverse. Virgo is saying, I can't wait anymore. I still want who I wish I could have, but I'm not going to keep myself sequestered away anymore for somebody that isn't coming into my world when I put out there into the universe what I would love to have happen, that I wish it was them, but I'm not going to keep myself sequestered anymore. So no wonder he's got that inkling. He's got that little bit of worry, like maybe there's somebody else. Virgo is trying to say, I'm not going to let this cause me grief and pain anymore. I'm not going to be hurt by the fact that he's not here. I only say he because of that Knight of Cups, bear in mind. Oh, and sorry, also the King of Pentacles. I don't think Virgo's like saying, I'm going to go find somebody else. I'm all, pissy about this. Not at all. I think Virgo's just saying, this is no good for me to spend any of my precious time saying, I've always wanted this person, or I've wanted them for a long time. But if I see no action, I can't just put my own life on hold, because that's going to break my heart too, that I waited forever my whole life for someone who maybe is never coming toward me. I can't do that to me. So I'm not going to say that I'm putting my heart on a shelf for anybody who isn't here. I kind of think that's really great that Virgo's not going to put themselves on a shelf for someone who is making zero effort to connect to Virgo. That's how it seems right now. Knight of Cups, are you making any effort? Are you intending on making any effort into Virgo's world. See, right now they've been doing a lot of spying. We've got that Page of Swords. That's the problem, I think, when social media stuff is great, right? Because we could say, oh, but it allows us to connect. Yes, but it also allows us to kind of like live vicariously and almost feel as if we're in connection with somebody. Because like, oh, well, we see their day-to-day life. We can almost imagine, fantasize that we're kind of like going through their day with them. But in fact, it lifts the reality off of our shoulders, which is you're not actually with them. You're not participating with them. You could see some pictures that you spy on her of, but you're not with her. You're not spending energy with her. So it allows for fantasy life to play out with nothing tangible. And I kind of think that's almost where this has been. Now, it doesn't mean this is where it's going to stay, but this is what has been going on, is he keeps tabs on Virgo with that Page of Swords, and certainly has gotten to know Virgo quite well. I mean, that is, again, one of the benefits sometimes anyway, is like, if they've been doing some heavy duty spying, look, I have to keep covering this card because she has no clothes on, but she has dragon tattoos that cover her entire body as if that was clothing. So he's like, he has a very good idea of who the real Virgo is. So Virgo must be pretty authentic and honest in whatever he's able to spy on, whether it's social media or something. That must be the real Virgo that Virgo shows. And, Virgo's thoughts and dreams, since dragons are, all about, our wishes, our dreams. I feel like he knows, he's gathered a lot of like, I'm going to say a fair assessment of who Virgo really is. Knight of Wands, he's also very attracted to Virgo, and I think Virgo is his favorite thing, especially like maybe checking up on Virgo's, social media or something, like before he falls asleep at night. And I just say that because he's like kind of watching in the shadows. It looks like it's kind of dark out, and it's like, oh man, that Virgo, that's the person I admire. That's the person I'm attracted to. That's an Empress. That's my Two of Cups. That's all these things. Okay, but are you ever going to be gravitating toward taking action? We know that you've been, watching. Obviously, Virgo's aware of him too. Neither person seems to have put in a tremendous amount of effort just yet. Or again, I don't know if this is somebody from Virgo's past who's been watching all this time. It very well could be, because Virgo's like, I've always wanted that King of Pentacles. I've always wanted them to be my King of Pentacles. So this could be an ex, and especially we're still in retrograde season, but this is whomever it is that is on Virgo's mind. Well, they stay very focused on Virgo as well, but are they ever going to be like moving toward Virgo at 7th point? We have that 9 of Wands, we have the High Priestess, and we have that 3 of Wands. Yeah, in the upcoming future, before this year is out. In fact, this is Year of the Serpent. Right now, they are like, I feel like they're going through a really tough time right now. I feel like they are trying to keep their energy together. I actually feel like this reminds me very much of, I did a signs and symbols video that broke this morning at 5 a.m. And I feel like this is very connected to this. In fact, it was like, I think the title of it says something about like a high priestess, is aware of like kind of like the divine masculine was like hanging on by a thread, like he was going through something tough, and a high priestess was like aware of that tension that he was going through, and like really sending that support, that love toward him. I feel like this is connected to that story, especially now that we have a high priestess here. But that 9 of Wands, you notice this is normally like a wounded warrior. I just feel like he's going through something really frustrating right now. He may be having to, oftentimes we look at this as a wounded warrior, but maybe when I say warrior, maybe he's still actively on a battlefield. And that could be a battlefield inside oneself, or that could be like literally he's been hurt by someone or something. And it's like, God, this is so much coming at me. I got to defend myself against this. I got to deal with that. I got to, if anything, I feel as if Virgo is a wonderful safe space for his mind to go to. Virgo's energy, support, love, passion. Virgo is look, there are times in life where we can't do everything all at once. We cannot, possibly manage to arrange our life and pursue a relationship as well as cope with everything else all at once. I mean, heck, you can see that I've had weeks where I can barely find time to, put out as many videos as I'd like to. I always try to do 2 for every zodiac and a few bonuses for Virgo and a few other signs. I can't even manage to always do that because life gets so busy, right? So I think it's really understandable to say that in this case, he's in a place where he's doing the best he can with the energy he's got. This is not somebody who's lazy. He's not somebody who's procrastinating. Virgo is his lifeline right now. Virgo is the person that he intends to see. He intends to connect to. And I think right now, God, he needs Virgo's energy. He needs to be able to even look toward Virgo and see something that is positive and supportive and soothing and healing and, something that he would like to gravitate toward in his future. I think that's kind of beautiful if that's what Virgo is to him. I understand that Virgo is home to him also. Virgo is kind of what he longs for. So hang on, let's get one other message here for Virgo. It makes perfect sense to me that Virgo's like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything, and I don't want to sit around and be heartbroken, which is good because we don't want to build up festering resentment or pain, because then by the time he does reach out or something, it could be like, Virgo could be pissed. I think it's better not to sit and imagine that we have to wait in a dark room for somebody to come and collect us and make our life happy, right? Virgo's going to be doing their own thing. Let me just ask, what is the next step for Virgo right now? Action of Pentacles. I think Virgo's going to be moving slowly toward things that they care about. I think the next 3 months could be very, very busy for Virgo, but lots of progress, maybe lots of big ideas, big things that they need to accomplish in life. I feel like Virgo will be, really investing in building things, growing things of their own. This isn't about them, I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet some other person. I'm trying to, get this other person off my mind. I don't see that. I just see Virgo pouring their attention into their own life and developing some really awesome things. Remember, he's in this storyline, he's got intentions of coming toward Virgo before the year is through. And I always look at that as a maximum of 3 months. What's going on for him in between now and when he actually connects to Virgo? Page of Pentacles. He's on that journey. He is lightening his load. He may be needing to clear out some things in his life, but that Page of Pentacles, Justice and the Tower, he's unburdening himself in huge ways. He's freeing himself up. He'll be able to be in a much lighter and brighter energy by the time he comes toward Virgo. Virgo represents where he is going. Virgo is his happily ever after. It's the destination Virgo. It's where the rainbow is. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. I love the fact that we don't have all this tension and anger or anything like that. We instead just have this progress and we're alleviating tension. But this looks like, for these fictional characters, this looks amazing. This looks like they're on a collision course to end up together. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.